So let's say you've decided to invest in private equity funds. Great. Now the hard part is choosing the right private equity fund to invest in. In this video, we'll make it easier for you. We'll cover the 7 things to look for when investing in a private equity fund. And we'll end the video with a final thought. So let's get started with the 7 things to look for when investing in a private equity fund. Number 1, team. You want to look at the team in detail, including key people. What are their values? What are their expertise, operational expertise, industry expertise? Have they been with the fund for a while? What is their succession plan? You need to figure all of this out. Track record. You want to look at the track record for the team and the firm as a whole. And alignment of interest. How is the firm, the fund, and the team compensated to ensure there's an alignment of interest? Do they have skin in the game? Next, let's move on to number 2, investment strategy. You want to look at the investment strategy in detail, including the sector. Do they focus on tech, financials, oil and gas? What sector do they focus on? Geography. Do they focus on North America, Europe, Asia, Africa, or a specific country? Where is their geographic focus? And the size of the transaction. Do they look at firms with $10 million to $20 million in EBITDA, over $100 million in EBITDA, over $1 billion in revenue? How do they define the size of the deals they are looking at? Next, let's move on to number 3, the investment process. You want to look at the investment process of the firm. In other words, how do they find and buy companies? You want to look at proprietary deal flow. How does the fund source deals? And how do they have a competitive advantage sourcing these deals? Deal funneling process. How does the fund filter through all potential deals and narrow down their investable universe? And due diligence process. How does the fund conduct due diligence on potential investments? Next, let's move on to number 4, fund details. You want to look at fees. What are the management fees and performance fees? Will the funds disclose fee calculations? Are there any operating expenses that are not included in the management fees? For more information on fees, please check out our video titled How do Private Equity Firms Make Money? Waterfall provisions. What are the waterfall provisions? For more information on waterfalls, please check out our video titled Waterfall Private Equity. What are the fund's clawback provisions in an American waterfall? For more information on clawbacks, please check out our video titled Clawback Private Equity. And co-investments. Are co-investments being offered? Do all investors get equal access to co-investment rights? Are there any side letters with certain investors? Next, let's move on to number 5, reporting. You want to look into detail about reporting, including valuation. What are the fund's valuation policies? Is it different than the IPEV valuation guidelines? If so, how? Subscription lines of credit. Does the fund use a subscription line of credit? If so, does the fund disclose returns both with and without the subscription lines of credit? For more information on subscription lines of credit, please see our video titled, you guessed it, Subscription Lines of Credit. And returns. How are returns being calculated? Will the calculations be shared? For more information on 2 return metrics, IRR and MOIC, please see our video titled IRR and MOIC. Next, let's move on to number 6, secondaries. You want to look into detail about the future liquidity of your investment in the private equity fund on the secondary market. This will include past secondary transactions. You'll want to review all past secondary transactions. For more information on private equity secondaries, please check out our video titled Private Equity Secondaries. Secondary sale restrictions. For example, are there restrictions on selling on the secondary market that have been imposed by the banks or the lenders that are giving subscription lines of credit? And conflicts of interest. For example, for GP-led secondaries, how are conflicts of interest reviewed? And finally, number 7, ESG, which stands for environmental, social, and governance factors. You want to look into detail about ESG, including the firm's commitment to ESG. What are the firm's policies in relation to ESG? Governance. How does the firm ensure best governance practices within the firm, the private equity fund, and the portfolio companies? And ESG integration process. Does the fund have their own ESG methodology to integrate into their investment process? Are factors from SASB's materiality map used? If so, how? Now, here's a final thought. We talked about 7 things to look for when investing in a private equity fund. Number 1, team. Number 2, investment strategy. Number 3, investment process. Number 4, fund details. Number 5, reporting. Number 6, secondaries. And number 7, ESG. But there are a lot more details that we didn't mention, such as will placement agents be used in the fundraising process? Or does the firm have a policy on SPACs? Or will the firm carry out hostile takeovers? Investors, if you're looking to invest in private equity funds, please make sure to have a comprehensive due diligence process so that you can fully understand what you are getting into. If you can choose the right private equity funds for your portfolio, well, they may be able to help you increase the overall return of your portfolio and help you diversify your risk. In this video, we covered the 7 things to look for when investing in a private equity fund. If there is anything else you think we should look for when investing in a private equity fund, well, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please click the like and subscribe buttons. And in the description below, you'll find links to our unique private equity newsletter that provides exclusive commentary on recent private equity deals, as well as our website and our LinkedIn page, where you can find more information on many private equity topics. Thanks, and we'll see you in our next video.